Well, here we are. It is week number 9 in our Parenting Halftime series, Expect the Unexpected. As we think about this final chapter in this series, I want us to think about parenting through 3 different lenses, okay? One is survival, the other is enjoyment, and then the final one is legacy. Okay? Survival, enjoyment, legacy. So today we're going to be talking about affect the unexpected. Okay? So first 2 weeks, overview of expect the unexpected. Weeks 3 and 4, accept the unexpected. Weeks 5 and 6, protect for the unexpected, preparing for the unexpected. Weeks 7 and 8, select the unexpected, and now affect the unexpected. Actually making an impact, a difference, a lasting legacy that will outlast our entire lives and may in fact impact generations to come if we handle it the right way. And so there's an interesting verse in the Bible that I want us to look at. It's in the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 11, verses 1 and 2. It says this: "Cast your bread on the surface of the water, for you will find it after many days. Divide your portion to 7 or maybe even to 8, for you do not know what disaster might happen on the earth." So there's a couple principles happening there. First of all, it's not talking about the kind of bread that we might think. It's not talking about feeding the ducks at the lake or whatever imagery you might have, because that's what I would initially think. Back in the day when this book was written, it's actually talking about some farmer who would have bread or would have grain that could feed his family for like a month, let's say. And he has actually a very difficult choice in front of him. He can enjoy the food that's in front of him. His family can enjoy it. He can feed his family, provide for his family, and it's like right there. Or he can cast his bread on the surface of the water, which means that that bread's going to go out on that ship, and he hopes and he prays that when it comes back, he will have traded wisely and get a year's worth of food and supplies and income for his family. And so there's a risk involved, but there's obviously a huge reward on the other end when he finds it after many days. But the verse goes on to say, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Don't put all your bread on one ship. Divide your portion to 7 or to 8, because maybe one of those ships is going to have pirates that get on it, or maybe it will be shipwrecked, or whatever the case might be. And so be smart about it. Take a risk, be bold, but also don't be stupid. Divide your portion out and invest in a lot of different ways. And so as we translate this to us as parents, this is how I would liken it. Again, going back to this survival, enjoyment, legacy mindset. Sometimes we as parents feel like all we're doing is surviving. We're just trying to solve one problem after another. We can't get our head above water. We can't get ahead of the curve. And we're just dealing with crisis after crisis after crisis. There's some of us here that find ourselves in this enjoyment phase where we actually just enjoy our kids. We enjoy our family. We like our family. And we don't necessarily put a lot of time and energy into it other than we enjoy being a family together. And kind of the purpose of parenting is to just kind of enjoy our kids and kind of make the most of it. That would be the same thing as the farmer who could choose to just keep that bread for a month, right? And have it for his family. But we as parents cannot do that. We have to make the risk and make the sacrifice to cast our bread out on the water. Divide it to multiple ships, obviously be smart, but we have to make those painful investments. And we've talked about what some of those investments are. Primarily for us in this context, it's buying the truth. It's spending time in God's Word. It's spending time in prayer as a family. It's creating routines, creating expectations, creating accountability, allowing our kids to have decisions that they can make, watching the character that can be revealed, and then pouring into those life lesson moments, using God's word as our source of truth, and speaking the unexpected truths to our kids day in and day out. And when we make those investments, it takes time, it takes energy, it takes effort. It feels like we're losing the game if we go back to that Monopoly analogy. We're going around the board and we're like almost out of money. And yet, the more and more we play the game of Monopoly, very soon, just like the writer of Ecclesiastes says, we will find it back after many days, and it will come back in the hundreds and the thousands from that small investment that we made little by little over the course of time. And so those are just a few of the ways in which, as parents, we can affect the unexpected.